Have we started already? We have started. Okay, definitely. Hi, I'm El.
And I'm Neil.
And I'm Jose.
And that's Jose. Jose behind us. Do you know what? Is that the name you're going to pick?
No,
for sure?
my name's actually Joe, but everyone... so many people call me Jose now that I just submitted.
Jose's our guy behind the camera.
He's our guy in the chair.
Yeah.
Even though we're all in chairs.
Jamie.
Right.
I'm the Jamie character.
Oh, pull it up, Jamie.
Or not Jamie, exactly Jamie, but...
Producer.
Of sorts.
Producer of sorts. We have... this is the first episode of the Delinquent Chronicles. Episode 1.
What are you calling it?
Delinquent Chronicles?
Okay, Delinquent Chronicles, yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah.
You seem to like that name.
I love that.
Yeah.
Anybody
I
else
like
doesn't like that name, well, you can fuck off.
it. I know
the
one person who won't like
Have we
it.
passed the 8-second mark? I have Liquid Death here. This is the podcast water, but, can't drink it. So, just going to have to put that here. Anyway, so we've, really and truly, I think we've just started doing this because we feel that other people have other podcasts. I see like Shits and Gigs out there. And as you know, Shits and Gigs have Fuhad, and we have a very beautiful version of facsimile of Fuhad. If Fuhad watches this, have a look at your facsimile version of yourself. And I just thought maybe we could do it better, and I quite like the way we do things. So I just thought I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take this thing off, and I'm just gonna do this.
You're gonna go free hand.
Free hand. Free hand. So anyway, yeah. So I'm Mel. This is Neil. That's Jose, and we're here to talk some shit to you for a little while and be delinquents and chronicle it. Hence, Delinquent Chronicles.
So, what do you think of HS2?
What the fuck is HS2?
The train.
Yeah, it's the line that's going.
Gigantic ass tunnel that they're making to connect. Like,
Wasn't that the
Elizabeth
Queen's
line?
line?
No,
The Elizabeth line?
No.
Elizabeth line is just like.
We live in
London
London.
to
For people who don't, well, I live in London. He lives in London. He does not live in London.
Technically.
We'll see in 10 years.
Yeah.
Technically, I don't live in
In
London.
10 years, he won't be living anywhere near here.
Maybe. But I'm just saying that part of not London may be swallowed up by London because they're building on a green belt. So.
And obviously, the mayor will lovingly extend the ULEZ, which is the ultra low emission zone, into Kent, because it's important to extend it as far as possible to rip off everyone's money. Which we can't. Obviously, we lovingly enjoy.
Do you hear about? Sorry to keep it political.
No.
Political.
Keep it political if you like.
But
fuck
we
all
might-
of them.
we
That's why my face is like this.
Total deniability.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability.
Plausible
Maybe
deniability.
No,
no,
plausible
accountability.
is when you don't know what something is.
That's right. Yeah, because that's what the Secretary of Defense did to President Whitmore on Independence Day.
Oh yeah.
2 words, Mr. President. Plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability, sir.
Yeah, that's right. He goes, how did we get funding for all of this? And then Judd Hirsch is like, well, you don't think they spent $50,000 on a hammer, $100,000 on a toilet seat, do you?
You don't actually think they spent $20,000 on a hammer, $30,000 on a toilet seat, do you?
He's the best character in that movie, and hands down, he's the best. When he's like, when he's on the plane with Jeff Goldblum, and he's like, look at me, I'm a rock. We can go up, we can go down, we can go back, we can go forward, we can go side to side, and then he's like, whoop, and then he goes to throw up, and then she's like, then the wife, she comes over, and she's like, still gets airsick, huh? And he goes, yeah. He goes, all he could think about was getting to yo. There's still love there. There's still love there, I think.
There's still love there, I think.
But probably probably one of his best lines is when he storms into the. I know we've just gone off the subject of ULEZ, but when he storms into the meeting of the president and everybody on Air Force One, and he's like, None of you did anything to prevent this.
Yeah,
No, it was like, oh,
Area
no.
51. Area 51.
I don't know.
Area 51, right? Area 51.
How
You
dare
know
you
then.
speak like that to David?
You don't be that down for once, my David.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a fair point.
And then he's like, I'm sure there's never been any aircraft recovered by our government. And he's like, okay, cool. And he's like, that's not entirely accurate.
yeah. You've seen that film more than once.
I know that film off by heart.
I used to watch it every when I was because that film came out 95.
96, yeah.
I was still at school. I think I was in the last 2 years of my school, and I had it on VHS, and I watched it all the time before I went to bed, all the time. Some of it in the morning when I
The
got up.
VHS you had, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Was it the one that had the
The
3D
yes,
cover?
yeah.
Okay, can I tell you something about that 3D cover? I had that VHS for years. Years, right? And then only maybe like 5 years into owning it did I realize that there's a message on the back of that thing. Ah, you don't know?
No.
Ah, you slummeal. You don't know. There's a message on the back of it written by Roland Emmerich and whoever the producer was in
Oh,
that
Dean
film.
Devlin.
Yeah, and they write a message. Thank you very much for da da da. There's a secret little message at the back of that hologram. So if you pick one up,
I've still got my VHS, so I'll
well, with the hologram,
Yeah.
so just pull it out.
Yeah.
There's a message written on the back.
Oh wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
Did not know that.
Wow. Well, there you go. That's everyone knows that
you
now.
learn something new. Everyone, all 5 people who watch this.
Oh, everyone knows it. Everyone knows. Well, I mean, what if? Okay, just say the fact that no one knew that, and you've just said it, and someone else picks up on that when you put it up, and then they quote that clip. That clip's gonna. In fact, you should clip that.
I could clip it. What? Clip what?
The hologram thing for the VHS and show
Yes.
the VHS.
Yeah, I should. Maybe I will.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe fuck yourself.
I'll be honest, El, you have had some clippable in the time, the years that I've known you. You have had some clippable moments.
Oh yeah.
RoboCop, clippable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Just now, Independence Day, clippable.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, but you want to know what's really clippable? It's not even clippable. It's just interesting. We talked about this before. Predators.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so as you can see, there's a backdrop behind us. This backdrop is a collection of my favorite movie people. RoboCop. By the way, they're really expensive, so don't try to copy me because you'll be spending a lot of money.
I'm broke, nigga, I'm broke!
But Guyver, there is not a single one of these in the world that looks like this. I promise you right now, you will not get one that looks like that. But anyway, the point is Predator, right? My friend over here, the Yautja. Now, I've spoken about this with Joe, but I think you'll find this interesting.
Right.
Recap Predators, the movie, the 2010 extravaganza.
Recap it. Okay. A group of individuals are taken from Earth to a jungle preserve.
Continue.
They're dropped in the jungle and then they are hunted by super predators.
Perfect. Okay. What is the twist in that entire movie? Spoiler alert, by the way, for a film that came out 13 years ago.
I think, well, the first one is that they're not on Earth. The second one is that it's the super predators, not the predators.
What's the main twist at the end of that film?
The main twist. Oh, that what's his name?
Topher Grace.
That's it, Topher Grace. That he's actually the worst of all of them.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, what do all the other people say that they remember about being picked up on before they woke up, falling in the sky? What were they doing?
They were in war. There was like they were in war. They were in a battle of some kind. There was a bright light, and then they were falling.
Topher Grace was what? What was his occupation?
Oh yeah, he was a doctor, or like he lost his medical license, but he was a doctor of some kind. So he was what, in surgery?
So how was he killing people?
Oh, Harold Shipman style.
He was, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he was killing people in surgery.
Okay, so let's just expand on this for a moment.
Right.
Predator 2. The Predator watches Harrigan
Yeah.
do his thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's like, "That's my guy. That's the lions, tigers, bears. Oh
Yeah.
my, you're the king of the jungle. I'm gonna fight you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool."
Lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my.
Does it to Dutch.
What the hell are you?
Yeah.
Okay, how does he know to pick Topher Grace?
He's watching him for months.
Watching him for months, solving mysteries. He became a serial killer like a detective. He had to be like a detective to figure out who was killing all these people, and he must have been watching him for months.
Elementary, my dear Watson. This man has been dead for at least 2 hours.
Watching him while he slept, following him whilst he followed other people. And there was this one lonely predator being like, "Guys, we need a new addition to the hunting thing this year." And the other predators were like, "No, Steve, just leave it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Go, just go." No, but he's always got, and I go, "No, I got an idea. I've been following this guy secretly for months, yeah?
Right.
Turns out he's a serial killer." And they're like, "What's a serial killer, Steve? Just we're aliens. We just kill shit. We don't know what's it." He kills people without letting them know. He's like a silent predator. And they're like, "Okay."
We're like, continue.
Continue. Tell us more. And then he's like, "No, I've solved it." And you just have to imagine the scenario of a predator.
Trying to explain.
Not even that, just going through the motions of having to solve, like seeing like murders in newspapers and be like, something's weird here. And then solving the crimes to find out who Topher Grace was, for then to him can capture him.
Now I have the image in my head of
A noir predator film.
not even of a predator like sitting there reading like the Los Angeles Times early in the morning.
This is a newspaper, right? It's 90% bullshit.
Just pot of coffee, breakfast, just eating it, and it's like another murder. Going back to like a week ago, another murder. Oh, yep, it's the same thing. But even that, if the guy's a doctor, if Topher Grace is a doctor, then he's killing people in a medical sense.
Yep.
So he's killing them in a medical arena. So how would you even know that?
You gotta do some real investigating.
Yeah.
And a predator had to do that.
Okay, so if
You can just imagine him clicking it.
I mean, they're fairly resourceful and they seem to understand humans in the way that they're quite limited and basic.
You're a basic bitch.
And so, just okay, I'm going to follow this one particular. This is how he's doing it. I think it would have taken that predator following him a week to figure out what he was doing, just through.
Depends how many people Topher Grace was killing.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
I mean, he seems pretty. I haven't seen the film in a while, but just remembering Topher Grace in that film, he was very ordinary.
yeah, he
Compared to the rest of the group.
shaman.
Yeah,
compared to the rest of them.
Very ordinary, very and that automatically was. Oh, when I first watched the film, I knew that's something off. There's something off. I didn't know he would be that would be the twist.
Hoyce, the character played by Adrian
Royce.
Brody, Hoyce.
I thought it was Royce.
I'm pronouncing it the way Hoyce Gracie says his name, okay? From the Gracie lineage, sir.
Fair dues.
Hoyce Gracie. Hoyce is but you may be right. I think it is Royce, but I'm gonna say Hoyce. Hoyce Gracie. Hoyce Brody. He's the one who figures it out first. He's like, "Oh, Spetsnaz, IDF, da-da-da," but that guy doesn't fit.
And him. They're all heavy hitters. He doesn't belong.
So, anyway.
Well, I mean, I reckon it would have taken Royce if he was going to look into
Royce.
that. If he was going to look into that, I reckon it would have taken him not long, because he already knew that he wasn't white. So if it took him that long to figure that out, then that predator must have watched him for, I would say, at least a week, and then figured out that he was some kind of murderer, and then watched him even more, and then.
But I would say, not to say that idea doesn't float, but I say the difference between them is that Hoyce
boys.
would know, because he's basing it on the people around him, and he's like, you're a soldier, you're a soldier, you're a killer, you're a killer, you're a soldier, you're a soldier, you're just a guy in a red hoodie. You know, because remember, I mean, the rest of them, they land, with the exception of Walter Goggins, everybody lands with weapons.
Yeah.
No, he lands with weapons.
No, I mean, yeah, but when I say he lands with obvious major weapons, so with guns and, you know, machetes.
I would have thought the logical thing is they sent a doctor to make it a fair fight.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought initially when the film was. I was like, oh, he's a medical guy, so okay, they there. But then again, I was thinking like, but they do field medicine on themselves. So I don't think they would bring a doctor to fix any of the people that they're hunting.
Also true.
And I guess I'm trying to think of the logic that I was when I watched the film the first time, and I remember thinking, I was with my cousin, and I remember thinking that Topher. I always thought not Topher. I didn't even think.
Think, Mark.
I wasn't even looking at him. I was looking at what's it? You said him before, Walter Goggins.
Yeah.
I always thought, because he always plays a specific type of character in films and TV shows. My thoughts went to him in terms of being the deceit. I thought the twist was going to come from him somehow.
Who's Walter Goggins?
He's the prisoner.
So, I watched because he's also in Django. This is not going to be a movie podcast, by the way. We're just talking about
he's
films.
In Django, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go walk in the moonlight with you.
Oh, I'm gonna go walking in the moonlight with you.
Oh, what a line!
Wanna hold my hand? He is in a show that I started watching yesterday.
Invincible.
Vice Principals.
Vice Principals. Oh right, okay.
It's got Danny McBride in it. Holy shit, that show is funny.
Yeah, I heard that show's good.
So good. Yes, 2 seasons out. I'm pretty sure it got cancelled or something. It's an HBO show.
Okay.
But it's so good. Oh, dude, I saw a clip where it's like him and Danny McBride are standing in a school like car park, and the head teacher is like coming in, and he's like, and that Walter Goggins guy, he goes, I bet when she comes over, she's gonna smell like fucked butts. No, fuck buttholes. That's what he says. He goes, she comes over, she's gonna smell like fucked buttholes.
I bet when she gets up here, she smells like fucked buttholes.
I believe that's what the children call truffle butter.
And I just started cracking up, and I was like, what show is this? And then I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, it's Danny McBride. This show's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that dude does not get the credit he deserves.
Danny McBride?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I think he does. I think he does now.
No, but I mean, he's so funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
I watched what's that? That's
Eastbound
and Down or something like that.
Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that show was so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then he's good in this Vice Principals show.
Yeah.
And I was like, this show's fucking great. And I've watched. Me and Bloomers watched like the first 3 episodes yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm hooked. I'm in. But you're gonna have to find that shit on the high seas because there's a HBO show.
I'm pretty sure they're still making that show.
Mate, I could be wrong. I just saw that they had 2 seasons, and the first season came out in 2016, I think.
Right.
So I made an assumption that they had cancelled it.
That might be to do with the fact that he went off to make the Halloween trilogy.
What?
Yeah, so you know, like Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. He is like
Danny McBride,
writer, co-producer.
No, really? Oh, good for him.
Because when it was first announced that they were doing another one, and they were like, it's gonna like discredit all the other Halloweens that have come after it. They were like, oh, it's gonna be by Danny McBride and David Gordon Green. And I didn't know who David Gordon Green was, so I was just like, Danny McBride. I was like, the guy from This Is the End? I
have a particularly explosive ejaculate. It just goes everywhere. It's like a fucking wild fireman's hose. She's gonna grab on and pray to God it doesn't get in your eyes or your mouth.
He's probably dying. Like,
This is the end.
him? I was like, I don't know about that. I'm like, but it's the assumption is you know someone for doing one particular thing.
Correct.
And you're like, oh, you're great at this thing, so everything you do must be that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, he's actually probably great at a variety of things. It's just she's well known for that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think it was meant to be a long series, but it was cancelled.
Right. Got you. Yeah. I highly recommend everyone go watch that show. It is fucking hilarious. Like the first 3 episodes that I've seen are hilarious, and it's just when he's just like, when she comes over, I bet she smells like fuck buttholes. I just couldn't stop laughing. It was just too fucking funny, and it's exactly how like you would think you would want a teacher to react, like in certain scenarios with students as well. The way he talks to students, he's just real like there's no qualms. Like shut the fuck up, do this, fucking do this. So yeah, totally, it's totally down. It's great.
Misbehaving, the disrespect, the cursing, all that stops right now. If anybody in here fucks around, you're gonna end up with your tits in a ditch. Believe that.
Perhaps we should have teachers who talk like that now.
I mean, they do. They just. Oh, sorry. Some
I don't
inconsiderate person out there playing their fucking.
I don't think teachers can talk like that. Teachers can't do anything now.
No, I know, but that's the thing.
It's impossible for teachers.
I mean, they do. They just don't do it to the students. I can tell you that for a fact, my friend.
Well, I just think.
Just behind their backs, they're like, "You motherfucker."
I guess that's the way it has to be now.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
You obviously we all went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Was the fantasy of having sex with one of your hot teachers completely just me? Was that just me?
No.
Okay.
There was a teacher that every kid in our school, she was an English teacher, and
You're about to say she did everybody.
That one has fucked everyone. I've slung one up her a few times myself.
No. She didn't do every. It's like every male kid. I don't know about the females, but every guy just want. She was just hot.
No homework tonight. But I want you to watch a lot of television. Don't neglect your video games, and I'll see you in the morning.
It was the personification of what.
Was she hot in a vacuum because you're surrounded by young girls and dudes?
No. She
What
should
are you saying? No, you didn't go to the same school.
No,
as
but
him.
I'm thinking of my own teacher.
Guy.
I'm thinking of my own teacher.
Right.
And I'm like, was she just hot in a vacuum? And I'm like, no, because
I went to a boys' school, so.
No, because I was.
Every female teacher was hot in a vacuum.
she was there looking like Macho Man or Andy Savage.
Yeah.
I still would.
And you're like, you give me that elbow drop.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Yeah, you like that, didn't you?
Yeah. Time to get up in this pussy, boy.
No. I know for sure that the teacher at my school, I've been out of school for decades, I can say her name, Miss Simpson, Acton High School. Yeah,
there's like a trillion Miss Simpsons out there. I don't think her name was Miss Smith.
Yeah.
Acton High School between like 95 and 2000.
Shit, my man's doxing her.
Right? Listen,
this is her address, her telephone number.
No, because I'll tell you, I'm gonna break it down to you, right? So, first off, she was bad. Everybody knew
she was a baddie.
She was a baddie.
Explain how she was a baddie.
She was just like, for some, back in those days in the 90s, where it's like, you couldn't do much to differentiate yourself. There was no like, it's not like she was wearing like tight fitting clothing or anything. She was just like a 90s teacher, very academic.
Mm-hmm.
But she just was clearly not, my first sex teacher or nothing, right? And she was just hot. She was just good.
Did you just make a porn reference there? My first sex teacher.
I did make a porn reference.
I actually have another suggestion, which is another natural remedy that would heal it in a day.
Day? See, that's more of the medicine that I'm,
It's a little different, but
Congratulations, sir.
She was just a hot teacher, and how I definitely knew that she was just a hot teacher was two main things happened that was like, okay, the stamp of approval. The first was
she was hot.
When you know, like kids break time, lunchtime, playing football, balls, you know, errant balls are just shot everywhere, right? And teachers would get hit in like the back of the head, the face with a football. Oh! And people would just be like, ooh, and laugh about it. One day,
I went to a boys' school, my friend. Unfortunately, that was like that.
Yeah. One day, Miss Simpson got hit in the face with a football, and the whole lunch area just went silent. Everyone was like, "Oh shit! Okay, that's not good. That one's not good." And that's when you knew there was difference, because a week before that, another teacher got clobbered, and it was like, "Oh,
yeah, it was all laughs and giggles."
It was all And the second one was the male teacher that all the female students had a crush on. When he came into school, he started dating her.
Oh,
and it was like people want to talk about power couples. Oh, Beyonce and Jay. Sorry, in Acton High School,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Right, those two teachers, that was a power couple. Because instantaneously, that teacher, the male teacher, he became a problem for all the boys.
Oh shit. Shit indeed.
All the senior boys who were like, nah, look, you can't be, because he was the cool teacher as well.
Right,
so you can't be the cool teacher, you're dating the hot teacher, and just roam around these halls like nothing, you know, just can't run.
Statistically speaking, they're probably divorced.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think he got married, but he just came in, started dating her, and it was
He came in.
He came in.
It came out.
Yeah.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
He came in, he served a lesson or two, and then
What was she?
dipped.
What was her? Do you mind if I ask? What was her race?
She was white.
She was a white girl.
Yeah.
I am so freaking pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. No. I think she.
I had an Asian one.
Asian.
Yeah, her name was Miss Lim.
Asian.
Asian
Chinese
Canadian.
Asian Canadian.
Yeah, Chinese Asian.
Okay.
What? Whatever.
Jamaican
Oriental.
Asian.
Oriental.
Hey! What make you think I'm Chinese? I am Korean!
Oriental, you know.
Yeah. I got you.
Hello, I need to speak to somebody who can speak a Chinese.
You can't see it, so it's okay.
Yeah. When you did that, I got it.
Yeah. not that kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, not this one. No. So she was a smoke show. She was tiny. I could have fucking torn this bitch in half.
Say.
And I was in my prime years too. Like, just, you know, when you wake up in the morning, your dick just can chip marble.
Oh my god, do you get free refills with that?
You wake up with those erections that you're just like, oh.
You think it's a problem?
Huh?
Shit, I've got a problem.
It's like it's not more than wood. It's like more than granite.
So I mean, you're just chipping marble left and right.
You could
Fucking
forge
the
a
inner
sword
lining
on
of
the
your
side of
cock
this
is
thing.
made of quartz. You're just good to go. And you're shooting loads. Back to back. I remember how I used to fuck when I was younger versus now as a parent and shit. I used to be like, bang, and then I was good to go right afterwards. I was like, you want to go again? It's still hard. Now it's just
done.
Now it's like a heavyweight boxing match. 3 minutes.
Dude, big shot from Tyrone Spong. Floors Michael Duke.
Michael Duke is in big trouble here. His eyes are crossed. He just ate. Oh no, this fight's over.
He's not getting up.
Had your hour. I'm joking.
Yeah. You 3 minutes, 1 round.
Yeah.
That's a one round thing. But anyway, Miss Lim, yeah, I'd have torn her apart. She was Canadian, she was Asian, like Oriental Asian, and I've always had a thing for Oriental Asian ladies.
You just said Oriental, right?
Oriental.
You said Oriental.
Did I say Oriental? I said what I said. I stand by it. I said what I said.
We'll find out when we watch it back anyway.
I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
He cold.
Oriental. Oriental. And she was a smoke show, man. And but then, like, I think, and I remember I was talking to her, and I was kind of like trying to give her the riz, and it's just not gonna happen. But I thought I could do it. You know, when you're them ones when you just think you're like, yeah, I got this down, and you didn't realize, like, no, there's a whole structure in place that stops this.
Yeah.
Part of it being like, you know, prison. She'll go to prison. She doesn't want to go to prison.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
But I don't know, man. The thing is, it's like, I just think about it now, and I'm like, I look at the hot teachers I had when I was in high school, and I'm like, and then I see like these kids who just, and I know this is a touchy subject because I'm a parent, but like if my son, and like my partner is a teacher, so my son, if he were to like get with one of his hot teachers, I'd break his fucking hands from high-fiving him so much.
All right.
I thought you were going to say something else there.
No, dude, just I'll be like, yeah, and I'll be like, now, shut the fuck up. Don't
tell no one.
Brag to your friends about how you're smashing puss with your hot teacher.
You need to shut the fuck up.
What?
Tell no one, right? This is a young lady. She's teaching you how to be a man. And shut the fuck up. But if I had a daughter, I'm a hypocrite. I would absolutely slay that man. Even if it wasn't my daughter, if it was somebody else's daughter, I'm
the
like,
fact you know it's happened.
Yeah, I'm killing you. You're dead. You are going to pass on to the other life. You know, and it's just, I guess it's a penetrating thing. I don't know. It's a thing. You're just like, as a man, I feel that we may not mature sexually, mentally, because we're dumb, but I feel that we may get to the point where we're like, you know, ready to bust loads into pretty much anything. Like, I think women don't understand that. Women don't get post-nut clarity.
No, they don't.
They don't understand what it's like to like bust your nut and then your biology is telling you to go to sleep. You know, and your biology is saying like,
or not be there.
Yeah.
Or leave immediately.
Yeah.
Ejac and evac.
See you, chump.
Just bust and load and go. So yeah, women don't understand post-nut clarity. They don't get that. For them, when they come, for those who can make women come, for when they come, you know that they're like really emotionally attached to you. They're like, oh yeah, and then they kind of get, they enjoy it. It's a very cuddling, enjoyable moment. Ask my wife, she'll tell you.
Nice.
You can't see me wink, but yeah, if you're not, if you don't do that, then you know, if you like most yeah, sorry. So when guys come, we're really like, oh yeah, and then this fucking haze disappears from you, if that makes sense, and then you can realize, you see everything, you see the Matrix.
It's
you know,
like
you can
smoke.
see for everything. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
smoke extracting out of a building.
100% agreed. Yeah, and then you do, all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, why did I do this? The amount of times I've had sex with women that I really did not have business having sex with.
Guys, how many times have you fucked some ugly bitch that just kept hanging around and you had to fuck, and then afterwards you be like, I can't believe I fucked this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I did this, but my biology was like, do it! Spread your seed. And you're like, the whole time you're like, this is the worst idea ever. And now you're like, you're getting that tingle. You're ready to mingle, you know?
I mean, look, it's a. I don't think that's a problem that's ever going to go away, especially in guys. But just looking at the way the world is now, no one meets each other anyway. So,
but you know what? I have to say, going back to what you said about teachers and students, right? other than there being like,
I'm gonna sound like Joe Rogan here, real quick. Bring your mic up, bro.
Yeah, other than the one
sorry, bro.
That's cool. Other than the one like hot teacher at a school, have you noticed? Maybe it's different for you now because you have a child, you are a parent. Have you noticed just throughout the news how many teachers are sleeping with students?
Yeah.
And when you see some of these teachers, they're like, look, you could have got someone at any age. What made you go for a child? But at the same time, you know, the more Neanderthal part of you is like, where the fuck were you when I was a kid?
My dude, I am telling you the amount of times I've seen. Don't know what I'm covering my mouth. Habit, innit?
Yeah.
The amount of times I have seen, I can't remember. I had a picture on my phone, and this kid, he has a bowl cut in school. A bowl cut, he has a bowl cut, and he smashed this fucking thick teacher, and I'm like, shout out to that kid for smashing with that haircut, bro. And that kid was the happiest kid I've ever seen a kid be happy. He had a smile on his face, and they're like, earlier on this week, this beautiful fucking teacher had sex with this 12-year-old boy. And I'm like, shout out to that kid for smashing with a bowl cut, bro. But I get you. The amount, it's happening a lot. And I also, and as a parent, I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucked up. But also, I feel that if like my son, fucking noise that is. I feel like my son would get it. My wife does not get it. She's like, nope.
No. Hell no. I refuse. No.
How could you say that? It's sexual abuse. And I'm like, yeah.
But
is it? It's because I
it's
knew when I was 14 that I wanted to fuck some hot chick. You know? I knew.
But yeah, I think that is I think that might tie into the thing of it's her baby, it's her boy, it's her child. It's
you.
Whereas
it's another woman.
That's it.
Woman.
It's another woman. Because
woman.
If you said if you had a daughter, right? If you had a daughter, and then you knew that there was some teacher outside, this motherfucker could be. He could be.
You understand?
Ryan
I just talked
Gosling.
about essential statutory rape on the other side, and you're afraid to say the word motherfucker.
No, but I'm like, this motherfucker could be, he could be the fucking final form of Ryan Gosling.
Fuck! Seriously? It's like you're photoshopped.
Right? And every woman on planet Earth could want him. You penetrate anyone in a school uniform, you're dead.
Yeah,
you're
100%
gone,
agreed.
right? Planet Earth doesn't need you anymore.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you think from a male's point of view, thinking of your boy, and you're like, we all know the struggles of being an adolescent boy, and it's like you're trying to get some, but you can't get some. That whole raunchy teen film genre of like American Pie and Road Trip and all of that.
We must make a stand here and now. No longer will our penises remain flaccid and unused.
Stuff was geared towards, we know what that pressure is like when you will literally fuck anything. The whole nut into a sock, or
Did you ever do that?
No,
I never.
I didn't personally do it. I think that's more of an American thing.
Yeah. Because I
was busting nuts on walls.
Yeah, you just.
Sorry, but I just left to the side. You ever quiet wank? You ever did a quiet wank?
There's no such thing.
Yeah, it is. Quiet what are you talking about?
There's no such thing.
Yeah,
what do you mean a quiet wank?
Quiet wank. You know what a quiet wank?
No, I don't know what that is.
I'll tell you what a quiet wank. Quiet wank is when you're just like, maybe there's a parent in another room.
Nah, I can't do that.
And then, you're above me. And then you're just like this. Quietly, just saying nothing, taking deep breaths, just deep, slow breaths, and you're just. And then when you come, you're just fogging up my shit.
No,
I could never do something like
done
that
I've
at
never
home.
experienced that, and I'd never heard of it until you just said it.
That's
just me then.
If it was just knowing my mum, would be too close to instant death.
Yeah, maybe this is what I'm saying. But I know a lot of guys who have done something like that, and I'm like, this is why we're good under pressure. Because under pressure moments, when you're just you're 15 years old, you need to bust a nut. You gotta do it quietly, and you gotta do it from your imagination.
Because whenever I want to play and pretend, I just sing the imagination song.
Wow, do you know what? That's really difficult to do now.
Actually, I mean, yeah, that's true. Because
And
I
you
can't
straighten
imagine...
your legs, innit, and just curl your toes a little bit just to get that, just to get you there. He knows what's up. He's laughing, but he knows what's up.
No, because you know what it is. I've never done that. What do you call it? The silent.
Yeah, silent wank.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, that moment of if you were at that age and you have, the empty house. It's just you going for the glory. And then you hear like keys jamming right? And it's like when you say you're good, when you said, we're good under pressure, because it's like you hear the keys rattling the door, and it's like I'm too close to stop.
Oof.
I know the danger. I know how I know that it's seconds away. I'd rather be defusing a bomb right now.
Cutting the red wire, okay?
Than what I'm doing, but it's gotta finish. It's gotta happen.
I'm just imagining some sort of like 24 style scenario.
So yeah, the door's opening.
With the fucking lotion going.
That half the screen is.
Yeah.
You're just seeing
the timer. And his mom's just like opening the door.
You're just hearing the keys jangle before they hit the lock. And
Or like Ferris Bueller kind of thing, when he's like running across and
to get to bed,
and the key, his mom's like, the keys drop, and she's picking him back up, and meanwhile he's like, hit turbo drive on his wank hand.
You had the moments.
Yeah.
The moments are definite.
I say true freedom is being able to jerk off with full volume. And not have to have a headphone in or worry about... See, these youngsters, they don't get it, right?
Wireless
when I was
headphones,
young, when I was
iPhone.
younger, I had to rewind the tape back to the bit where my dad had finished jerking off, because that was the porn that I was watching. I didn't have my own porn because my first porn was VHS that I found that belonged to my dad. So I'm jerking off to the same part my dad is jerking off to, and then I had to rewind it to that part where he had just busted his load so that I wouldn't get caught.
I mean, that's a conundrum.
They don't know the struggle. They don't know the struggles. They don't know the struggle of finding porn in the woods.
Oh wow.
Wood porn. If you don't know, it's a thing. I don't know what guy who was going there leaving
magazine, right?
Porn.
Yeah.
Not fucking VHS tapes.
Yeah, that was gonna say, that'd be interesting.
That's how the ring
in the
started.
woods.
Yeah. That's how the ring started.
Oh wow, that's an interesting concept. A porn video that's actually a death thing.
There is a film that I watched very similar to that concept years ago called The Killer Condom.
The Killer Condom.
Yeah.
Is it a real film or a porno film?
No, it's a real film.
Okay.
I think it's an amalgamation of both. But it's a real film with an animatronic condom with spiky teeth on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that reminds me of that film Teeth.
Oh, that's the
I've
chick
heard of
with
that.
the with the teeth in her puss.
Tire. That was it. Rubber.
Rubber is the one with the tire and
Yeah, Rubber. What a weird film.
I don't know how we got from jerking off to my dad's porn to Tyre.
We're way far from. Was it HS2?
Oh yeah. Wait.
What's that time check, by the way?
You got another 20 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, but it started the conversation with. Do you know what?
Let's
go
with it.
Let's go with it.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
To circle back.
I'm glad. Yeah, go on. Circle back. Bring it back home.
HS2. I really and truly couldn't give a shit about it.
I mean,
other than the fact that it disrupts travel and it disrupts my journey to and from work.
Right.
Or like if I'm going somewhere, if I'm going somewhere and it disrupts my travel, then I care about it. Other than that, I don't care about it.
Well, mind you, the government were supposed to finish it 4 years ago, so they're on time at least. And
you take public transport to work.
I used to.
Well, when you used to, do you?
No, I drive.
Drive, yeah. Fuck public transport.
Bus wankers!
Do you know what? After using public transport in other countries, I will clearly say that we probably have the best. No, maybe Singapore.
He says this while Japan exists.
Outside of Japan, we have the best. No, actually, even including Japan.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You serious?
Stop the cap.
No, dude.
No. I'll include
Japan. Just to clarify, there's a book here. I'm gonna plug this book, right?
Yeah.
Just because I feel that everyone should go buy it because he's a fantastic YouTuber. His name's Chris Broad. He has a channel on YouTube called Abroad in Japan. And I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I just really like this YouTuber.
You're sponsored by Chris Broad.
No, I'm not sponsored by his channel, is what I mean. But this is Chris Broad, and I definitely recommend you go and buy his book. It's called Abroad in Japan, and the channel is also called Abroad in Japan. And it's a great thing. And he's English. He's an English young guy, probably about our age, in his 30s. And he moved there to teach English years ago. And he's got some great stories, but he also says like one of the things he's noticed when he came back to the UK with one of his Japanese friends to like show him around, he went to like how like everything in Japan just works.
Right. There's no strikes. There's no.
Not just that, but like just machines as well.
Right.
So he went into the ticket machine, and the ticket machine
sometimes doesn't
didn't work.
Yeah.
And then they went to the ticket conductor and said, "Hey, we got a ticket. Can you tell us?" And they were like, "Oh, okay." And they just let him through. And he was like, "No, but why is it broken? Where's the accountability?" And they were just like, "Oh, it's England, isn't it?" And he went, "Yeah, because that's the attitude you take here. It's just broken, whatever. There's no accountability."
No, that's true. I think that reminds me of a video I saw of, and definitely sure it was in Japan. There was like a sinkhole or something that.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And they fixed that shit fucking quick
in like a week.
Yeah, it was good. I saw the pictures before and after, and they compared it to I think somewhere in America where there was I think took them 2 years to fix the thing that was the problem, and that Japan fixed it in a week. And it was it wasn't a sinkhole, it was an earthquake.
Oh,
okay, no, it was the sinkhole.
Was it a sinkhole? Are you sure?
Sinkhole, he's right, but you're also thinking about the earthquake that happened in 2011.
Oh,
the
okay,
big tsunami in 2011 with
the nuclear.
The nuclear site. Yeah, that whole thing. They cleared that shit up quick.
Yeah, it's dizzying how fast the Japanese are on it. It's like, okay, this has happened. Let's do this.
It's only dizzying to us.
Yeah, because
we're used to the Western world. I don't care if it's England, I don't care if it's America, I don't care if we're talking about Western Europe. You know, we're just used to this. There's red tape, there's bureaucracy, there's laziness, there's people who are not as, you know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Incentivized.
Yeah, well, that's not the word I'm looking for, but that is partly it. Yeah, incentivized. People who just aren't, you know, they don't do what they say they're gonna do.
Yeah,
and it's just
disenfranchised. That I've got to do this. Okay.
You know, it's all of that is just tied in to Western culture.
They were spoiled, fat, lazy.
It's, you know, even remember what was the film Falling Down?
Oh yeah.
Falling
Great
Down.
film.
When he goes into the
Michael
burger
Douglas.
joint, Michael Douglas. When he goes into that burger joint, and he's like, "This doesn't look like the picture."
Look at this sorry, miserable, squashed thing.
Yeah.
And it's that we're so comfortable with that existence now that you can go to a restaurant, point at what you want, have it given to you, and it looks nothing like it. And we're just like, oh, okay. And just eat it.
This is a rat burger. Not bad.
That's not how they roll out there.
No, that will give to the. I mean, look, the only reason I brought up the transport systems because I've been to, as I said, I've been to a few places now, and an hour and 20 minutes for for frequent travels. Like, woof, that's. Look, I complain on the underground. The underground usually sends trains every 5 to 10 minutes, and I complain that hour and 30 minutes is the fastest.
But that's the thing, is imagine you knew it was every hour and 30 minutes. You ain't missing that fucking train.
No, you're not.
Right?
You're not. You're definitely not. Yeah.
Maybe that is part of the reason why you're so used to the
frequency.
There's 1 in 5 minutes. There's 1 in 5 minutes. There's one. You don't have to get out of bed on time to go to work or to go to school. Or to go
Okay, so
wherever.
Hilariously, though, in Japan, if your train is late, even by a minute,
they apologize, don't they?
Not just that, they'll give you a note to take to work.
Forgiveness, please.
Yeah, I did see that as well. So, yeah, this is why he's like.
That.
That's accountability, though.
Versus here, where
it's just
you're on the train.
Not even that,
the train
bro.
gets cancelled whilst you're on it. The train is cancelled whilst you're on it, and that's it. It's just like, this train has been cancelled. Please depart.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Yeah. There's nothing. It's like, figure it out, bitch.
Soz, bro. My bad. Bye.
Yeah, figure it out.
That's a big fucking issue for me, that there is no accountability. So, and that's why, like, when you go to places like Japan, which I've never been, but whatever, you get it.
Yeah,
they just like the consensus, the concentrate on the whole community. Versus the individual. That's why they're like, no talking on your phone on the train. Not because you shouldn't be allowed to communicate and you have freedom of speech. It's because you're a nuisance to everybody around you. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And that's important. And I wish, and don't get me wrong, I've heard some amazing conversations take place around me on public transport.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I just wish you'd shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up!
And that's why I feel like the emergence of noise cancelling headphones has really helped people on their public transport journeys. I'm just glad I don't have to get public transport in any capacity.
I'll say
it's also super expensive.
Yeah, it
in
is.
the UK.
It is.
Fucking ridiculous. I don't live too far from the Science Museum and the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
And I'm only like 3 stations away from London. But if I wanted to take my son and my wife to go to the museum, I found it cheaper to just pay for parking, even though like it may have been less expensive financially to take the train. But the ball ache that I would have to deal with public times, dealing with people around me, all that bullshit, completely eliminated by me just driving into London, parking my car, and then walking the 5 minutes to the fucking museum.
Yeah.
That alone, the value of that is worth more to me than saving £10 on a public transport ticket.
I think it is more expensive if you take public transportation.
No, because a parking ticket for the day in London is like 30 quid.
Because in my head I was
the
thinking,
museum is free.
Congestion charge.
No, well,
parking, and in my head I was like, parking's
I don't think the museum is in the congestion charge zone, but even if it is, it's £12. So
that's going into the hundreds after that.
So what do you mean?
So if your congestion charge,
£12.
Dinner or lunch, that's another.
Oh, just Tesco.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you know what I mean? You can go and buy a Tesco or bring a
go
packed
to
lunch.
dinner.
We went to Tesco. There was one around the corner from the museum. Across the street, you can just go into the shop and buy like a meal deal for £3.
It's not £3 anymore.
Oh, is it not?
No, it's $5.50 now.
Bruh. Is it? Wow.
I mean, it's less if you have a club card.
I have a club card.
Fucking club cards.
Dude, get one. Get
No.
on your phone.
You know what?
That's
Joe?
another piece of my data that's going to go to Tesco. Fuck them.
No, do you
Okay.
know what? The club card is free. The club card is just all it is just a little
Points.
bit of technology.
So,
Points.
look, 5 years down the line, when they said, "Oh, you had this club card, so we have your kidneys now," when that happens, just remember.
I've said it
You
several
have two
times.
kidneys. It's okay.
Yeah. I've said it several times. When the big companies decide to,
Cash in on
dissolve the government and run the show themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but when you decide to come for me, says I'm not going quietly. As long as we're aware of that, and so you can bring your team.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to not go back with the same number you came with,
Yeah.
it's alright.
This is where we fight!
Right? I have no illusions that they are going to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
They just ain't all gonna beat me. And as long as they're aware of that, and I'm aware of that.
Taking a few, you win.
Yeah, you know. I think it's the greatest line I've ever heard ever is from Doctor Doom in a Fantastic Four comic where he says a massive army is coming and he's the only one left.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says to the army, he says, "You may take Doom to hell, but just know I will have company." And I was like, my man. It's like, my man.
You know where that comes from, right?
No.
Where the whole idea of that comes from. It comes from
Genghis Khan.
Huh?
Genghis Khan.
No. Further back, actually.
Alexandria?
No.
I imagine it was
King
like...
Leonidas.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's Leonidas.
Oh, right, yeah.
So when the Persians came, they sent a messenger to Sparta, and they said, it said like, if we have to come and do this, we will burn, we will parchment, all this bullshit. And he sent a letter back with the messenger, stabbed it in his back, and all it said was one word: if.
Yeah.
What a G, bro.
That's a ball of
Balls
move.
of steel.
Yeah. You know what it is?
If.
You know the biggest joke of that when you say you bring up Leonidas, right? Is
by the way, I say Leonidas. I don't know if it was actually Leonidas, if that was the name of that king at that time.
Yeah, I think it was.
I could be completely wrong.
Or his
I just
brother.
know that story exists, and some dude went if, and I'm
I
pretty sure
think
it was the
Leonidas.
Spartan
I
army.
think
But
it was
Someone will tell you in the
Spartan,
comments.
It was Leonidas, right?
Yeah.
Is the fact is people know the film 300, right? Zack
Oh, right,
Snyder,
right.
very artwork. It's based on the Frank Miller comic, and everybody loves it, and they're like, oh, but that's not what history is like.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, if you talk to historians who talk about the Spartan army, not necessarily just those 300 Spartans, or
The Spartan
Leonidas,
army is as
just
a whole.
Sparta and they say that's what they were like. Stab the message in your back. If we gotta do this, if if right.
That's it's just such a ball
just
of move.
stab it into the messenger and shit. Just like put this in his back, send him packing.
What was it? It was something. It was like close to blasphemy to hurt a messenger.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
That's why the whole phrase "don't kill the messenger."
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was supposed to be almost blasphemous to injure a messenger.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "I write the message out," and he pulled a freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger in Running Man, and just like, yeah, if make sure I get a copy.
Don't forget to send me a copy.
Gone on your way.
Do you know one of the greatest work? So I randomly came across this podcast, right? Like, so it wasn't a podcast; it was like a talk, right? And this historian, I don't remember the name, and I'm really sorry, but I'll link it, right? It is probably the most interesting piece of history I've ever learned in my entire life, and it's about this guy called Ibn Khalid Walid, right? Something like that, yeah. Again, I'll link it at the bottom, but this dude was like Persian army shit, yeah. One bad motherfucker, this guy, yeah. He one of the stories that they say is what he would do is he would go into battle. He was like a general, and he would offer out his arm. You know, like armies turn up, right?
Yeah.
And then they have a conversation before they fight. So he would turn up with his like generals and shit, and then he would offer out the general of the other thing. He'd be like, "We're here to pillage your shit and fuck you guys up." And the guy would be like, "Is it?" And he'd be like, "It is. How about me and you? We have a little one-on-one right now, just to sort of do this thing, right?"
Yeah.
And because he was an experienced warrior, and he knew that the kings and whoever who was he was challenging ain't experienced,
Right.
he could fuck them up and demoralize the army before the fight even starts, right?
Wow, that's Sun Tzu.
But hold
shit.
on. So he that was his MO. He would go there and he would do that to people and fuck up. By the way, completely undefeated, died undefeated in battle.
Wow.
Actually, no, that's incorrect. He got defeated once, and and it was his first command, and it was only because they were already losing, and he was retreating, and his army was retreating, and the general promoted him to general in the middle of the army,
Right.
in the middle of the fight,
Yeah.
whilst they were already losing. And
Right,
that was his
right.
first battle, and since then he never lost. He died with like completely undefeated in battle, right?
So if he walked into battle as a general, if you count his record as walked into battle as general,
Undefeated. Yeah, and this dude, he went in, he'd go out and do that to people, right? Knowing that he was gonna fuck them up, knowing he would demoralize the other army. Like, I killed your general. What do you think we're about to do to you? And he was one of the only like leaders that would fight himself, right? So he fucking did this cool thing where he would do that, and then one other dude, like who they were gonna go to, again, don't quote me, I can't remember the names, but it's in the thing I'll link at the bottom. He was like, yeah, I know his MO, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bury a bunch of my guys in the sand with straws sticking out of the ground, like 12 dudes, and then when he offers me out, I'm gonna do that, and then my guys are gonna jump up and we're gonna kill him.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Obviously, we know that didn't work. Let me tell you how it didn't work. So he kind of figured out where Abner Walid was gonna like challenge him for this fight. So he, like the day before, so he sent his guys, buried him on the ground, put straws in the sand to make it look like reeds so that they could breathe. Sure enough, that happens. Abner Khalid goes, "Yeah, cool, let's do this." The guy goes, "All right, bet." Jumps down off his fucking horse. They're about to go up. Bunch of dudes jump out the sand, like 12 guys. Jump out of the sand to try to kill Abner Walid. Abner Walid's cousin is part of like his general crew, right? Who came with him to have the conversation, right? Like on his side, right? And his cousin's like, "Nah, bro, I ain't having that." He jumps off his horse, and both him and Abner Walid killed the 12 guys. Just slayed all of them, bro.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Oh shit, that's
Fucking
amazing.
balls of steel, this dude, right? And they have never made a movie about this dude. History has not made a film about this guy. A film of value.
Right.
Of substance that should be made.
Yeah.
Never been made.
Well, you better hope Netflix don't get a hand on it then.
I hope so. I want them to. I'm going to show
you
you this thing when we finish this podcast. I'll show you a clip of it. But I was shocked. I was like, how have I never heard of this guy? And he just slayed puss in every battle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a ball. I guess that's the equivalent of being good at football.
Yeah, dude.
No,
Yeah.
You know what? That freaking what you just said, right? I don't know why, but it's made me think of when we were all kids. You remember, like a school fight was a
what, school v school or just you?
No, just like you
in your school.
A school was like you as a student versus another student, right? You know how it was like there was rules to it.
Remember, no rules.
Right, it was like, okay, it's after school, you're gonna find an area, usually a local park or something near to the school that everyone could get to. You have the arena arranged, right? And then you fight, and then it's done. And it's just making me think, like, do schools have that anymore? Because I don't believe they do.
No,
I think
it's just a
we're
bunch of
so
kids with
wrapped
cameras.
up. Yeah, I think we're so wrapped up now with cameras and people just having to have weapons because they've got balls the size of freaking raisins.
And then they get them chopped off. Because of the agendas.
But that's the thing.
I won't
it's
say
like,
which ones.
Yeah,
but you know.
It's you think of it like that. Like, what happened to that almost code of honor?
Yeah.
I mean, honor doesn't mean that. If we were in Japan or an Eastern country, that would be more of a thing. Over here, there's no honor. There's no honor in anything.
That's why. But here's another thing. Like, if I saw a fight going on in the street, I ain't getting involved.
Yeah, there's no real point.
Especially if it's a man and a woman. I ain't doing it. I'm not getting stabbed. No way.
You don't know.
One, you don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
But two, I got my own family to defend. I didn't sign up to defend this next bitch. That ain't my problem. That's your problem.
Yeah, and evidently her problem.
Emotional, damn it.
Yeah, if he's like killing her, then yeah, I mean, just socially,
it's different. Yeah, it's
different. But even then, if you're killing her in public, what are you gonna do to me? You don't even know me.
This is someone you clearly know.
Yeah, this is someone you know personally enough to beat them.
Yeah,
and now you're doing it in public. And now I'm jumping in, and you got a knife or something? Nah, dude, I got kids to raise, man. I'm fucking doing that.
I have to say, truth be told, I have broken up fights because
that's what you do as a decent person.
It's there in me.
Instinctively,
instinctively. Like if I
hold on, what kind of fight was this? Give me a bit of a breakdown.
No, this is just like two people scrapping.
Oh, you should have let it happen. You don't know what the story is behind that. Sometimes you gotta let it scrap.
You know what? I tell you right now, right? I know we're wrapping up, but I'll tell you right now. There was a time I went out with a group of friends and we went out to a club in Covent Garden. We're in this club and all I see is this one guy basically trying to escape from, I don't know, between 3 and 5 guys. Right? And in my head I was just like, this is one guy and there's 5 of them. He's gonna get toasted and put away, so let me just like prevent this from happening. So this guy ran and he was like with my group of friends, so when they were coming up to him I just kind of was like no, that's enough, just leave it be. And then
I mean, you are a large black man.
Yeah, and they left it alone, right?
Yeah, because you're a large black man.
But your boyfriend looks like one of your typical angry black guys, and I didn't want to offend him. Hey, we cool, G? Yeah.
Right.
And you got the fucking like Akuma fucking beat. Do you know what I mean? You're like,
what the fuck are you?
Yeah. Imagine they're gonna be like, yo, bruv, and you're gonna be like, do you want to get Raging Demon right now, bro?
It's about to go down.
But that's the thing, I stopped it. Security came and they were like, what's going on? And they were like, that's all right. When it was done, one of the guys from this group that were trying to pump up this other guy because he ran off. They came up to me and was like, oh, you know what, right? We weren't trying to get your people involved.
What do you mean, you people?
But he was a fucking idiot. And I was like, what did he do? And he was like, oh, you know what? He grabbed my girl's ass. And I was like, maybe I should have let that one go. Right? In my head, I was like, maybe I should have let that one go. Because I was like,
Neil helped the rapist.
Right? He grabbed her ass and he stopped it. But at the same time, even without that knowledge, I was like, there's 5 of you, there's 1 of him, right? If it was one guy hunting one guy, and I'm like, no, just leave it, and I grab my girl's ass, I'm like, continue, right? But
you know what? I totally did not see this going the way I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to go like this. So they called security, and the security came over and it was like, oh, it's a large black man over here. Grabbed you. I was like, you niggas gotta stop fucking up. Let me tell you, nigga. You gotta stop fucking up our club. We let you in here, no? Have a good time.
Is that Dave Chappelle?
No, it's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
You niggers have to learn to stop fucking up our club. Then we let you in here, nigger. Then we saw you laughing while we were dancing. We saw you, black.
But yeah, it was like. So I do understand, leaving people to their
own but you got devices. You can't do that shit. You can't. I don't get involved in fights no more. I got too much to live for. You don't know, man. These people out here now, they're carrying all sorts, man. Zombie knives and shit. And this is London. It's not like it's, it's just too dangerous. It's too dangerous. I carry a knife with me every day, but not like a fucking zombie knife. It's a pocket knife that I carry because sometimes I have to do pocket knife shit, you know?
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
That's not a knife, that's a spoon.
Unscrew this little bit.
Yeah, you got, it's like a multi-tool,
like a Swiss
right?
Army
It's,
knife.
yeah, it's a multi-tool. I don't. It's like I'm carrying blades and shit. I carry a little multi-tool, and I use it quite often. Actually, I have to cut something off or whatever. Do it in my line of work, right?
Yeah.
But I don't walk around with a fucking huge knife going ready to stab people and stuff like. And that's some of these kids. They don't understand the impact of that kind of behavior, you know?
No, they don't, because they haven't been through a real life consequence of someone dying in front of them or
consequences.
Being,
correct. You are 100% correct.
Yeah, it's a. I remember this would be a small thing. My mum warned me very closely. If you end up in trouble, it's over for you. As being a black skin, it's over. So if you by all means get in trouble, but just realize it's over.
Yeah.
And I took that very.
Your mother, you have told me many parables. I should say it's like proverbs of your mother's life that she has told you. She's a very, very intelligent woman.
She was not stupid. I sometimes I feel that my father, the person that she ended up with as a husband, was consequential to the. I don't know, of the time of just being. You needed to be with someone, or. But anyway,
we don't know what was going through your mother's mind, but all I'll say is just from the past few months that we've been talking about your mother's knowledge that she passed on to you. She seemed like a very knowledgeable and wise lady.
Yeah, I mean she could see what was. She understood a spade was a spade.
Do you mind if I ask you? I don't even know. I just know you only ever introduced your mother to me as Mrs. Buchanan.
Oh, right.
What's your mother's first name?
Shirley.
Shirley?
Yeah.
We're going to dedicate this podcast to Shirley Buchanan.
Oh, wow.
This is the first podcast. Delinquent Chronicles, Shirley. You just had to hear about my dad's porn. Having sex with teachers.
Yeah.
But we'll bring it full circle because we're still going to dedicate it to Joe's mum.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Passed a lot of knowledge on to you, man.
I think she would laugh about it, actually.
Yeah. She'd laugh. She'd be like, you lot are going to hell.
No,
just you fat motherfucker. You. And on that bombshell, I've been Elle.
I've been Neil.
And I'm Jose, also known as Joe.
Joe. AKA Joe.
Yeah.
We love you loads, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Delinquent Chronicles.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away. And be hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay. Go be hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away. And